And tonight we are going to play the games of our quick draft. The deck that we've made is Black-Green Rogues. We kind of got forced into this because we found 3 copies of Shadow Stinger. The deck is pretty janky. We didn't get any bombs or really, powerful game-changing cards. All we're relying on are a whole bunch of Deathtouching Rogues to get us over the finish line. Let's hover over these cards real quick just to remind ourselves what our deck is about. We are ready with YURT the TURT against Indigo Buffalo. Nice. That reminds me of the Canadian border. Indigo Chapters, the bookstore from the 2000s and the 90s. And then Buffalo was the place we went for outlet mall shopping. You know, drive down to Niagara Falls, cross the border. Opponent goes first. Taijuru Blightblade, Minecarver, Zendikar. I guess we'll have to keep it. Not the best. 1 black. Taijuru Blightblade comes in. We have a Ghastly Gloom Hunter lurking around here. So we have the Skyclave Sentinel for that next turn. So I think I'm just going to attach a Minecarver to my Blightblade and then leave it at that. I don't want to lose this creature just yet. I think I would rather have the Sentinel in. And if they get rid of all of that, I still have the Zendikar. Because Zendikar has... Does that reach? Reach and haste. Excellent. Feed the Swarm. Sad days, sad days. But, ooh, nice. We have our Nighthawk Scavenger coming in. Guess we're getting our Sentinel in. Ooh, a big creature, a big creature. We can't attack that just yet, so I think the best we can do here is... Yeah, let's play our Zendikar. We'll cast it on our Swamp. We don't get the benefit of haste, but hey, at least next turn we can play our Nighthawk Scavenger and still attack with our Zendikar. Our opponent chooses to do nothing, so here we are. Let's drop the Swamp and attack with our Swamp. Always fun to say that. I'll attack in with the Swamp. Our opponent takes it, so they will be taking 4 damage, unless they have a kill spell right now. They take the 4 damage, so we will choose to cast our Nighthawk Scavenger here. It's a pretty weak 2/3, because our opponent only has 1 card in the graveyard. Dauntless Survivor is quite excellent for our opponent here. Oof. Poor opponent. They were color screwed. Ooh, we've scaled the heights here, which is great. I only have one green mana, so I can't Might of Marasa anything, but let's just do this. We'll put a 1/1 counter on our Skyclave Sentinel so that it can attack. And then now let's attack with, yeah, I don't see why. We can leave this guy to block, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. Because if he blocks with the Gloom Hunter or anything, the Nighthawk Scavenger will just grow bigger. Malika Rebirth, okay. So he's going for, yep, the 1/1 counter again, which is fine with me. But our Nighthawk Scavenger did get bigger. Ooh, Scale the Heights, nice. Wow, that is a big bat. Okay. I mean, yeah, you do that. Not much I can do about that. However, I can get a forest in here. I can... no, I want to cast on a swamp. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Nissa Zendikar on our other swamp. And let's attack for a whole bunch of damage. Come on, YURT, stay on here. Okay, our opponent takes it. Not sure what their plan is. Guess their plan is to gain more life. Visionary will gain our opponent more life. Or sorry, draw more cards. Opponent draws a land. Next turn, I think we're pretty solid. We have Might of Marasa here. We don't even need to kick it to win. We just need one unblocked creature, and we do have enough to kick it, so we'll just do this. Attack with everything. And yeah, if he's blocking the Gloombat, that's fine. I can kill both of those creatures. Just let me get +5/+5. Actually, he gains 5 life, but if I give this +5/+5, it dies. But leaving the Gloombat alive seems a little bit dangerous. So let's try and get the Might of Marasa here, because if my opponent wants to survive this, he'll have to kill the Nighthawk Scavenger instead. Okay. Oblivion's Hunger becomes indestructible. That's fine, I suppose. Dauntless Survivor comes in. That's very, very annoying. Our opponent is just drawing pretty much perfect to stay alive. cast Feed the Swarm. And he attacks for 6. Okay, but I have 7 on board. Opponent has no cards. So yeah, I'm not sure what he attacked there for. Okay. Hey, if you're going to attack and give us the win, I guess we'll take it. We are 4-0. 4-0 is pretty good, if I do say so myself. Warubo. Oh, yikes. Alright, so our first hand that we 100% have to mulligan, we have some cheap plays, but we don't have enough mana to support it. We need 1 land before we can stay alive. Our opponent is going first. You know what? With our deck being what it is, this isn't absolutely the worst, so let's try it. Ooh, got lucky. Got lucky with the forest draw here. I only did that because we're going second. Going second means you get to draw an extra card. Well, you don't get to draw an extra card, you get to draw a card first, though. That makes a huge difference. Our opponent has a Razim Royal Rage, which is quite scary. Alright, I think we are sitting pretty, and we will stall until we get our Shadow Stinger gets out here. Ooh, another Blight Blade. So let's get our... Let's attack now, because we don't actually need this Blight Blade anymore. Our opponent lets it through, which is fine. And in case he has a counterspell, we're just going to throw out our Skyclave Sentinel out here. We'll play the long game. We'll wait until our opponent casts something. Joriga Visionary comes out. Fine with me. Ooh, okay, okay. All of our rogue friends are coming out to play. We definitely want Shadow Stinger out first, so we can start doing some shenanigans with it. Relic Golem. Oof. Oh man, that's a huge creature. Good thing I have lots of Deathtouch. Ooh, another Shadow Stinger. I don't feel quite comfortable yet, so let's just get another Shadow Stinger out here. And then let's see what happens. I can vanquish the weak and go for some gnarly trades with the Shadow Stinger here. And get a 1 for 2. Scale the heights will make that creature bigger. Hedron comes in, pretty scary. So we have that 4th mana. I think I'm going to cast the Blightblade here and attack with both my Shadow Stingers, and I'll have Vanquish the Weak as a backup. I wish that would have been a forest instead, so that I can cast Might of Marasa and make it huge. But this works for me as well. Guess it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be doing... Let's activate this first. And then I will cast Vanquish the Weak on his Royal Mage. If he counters that, it's not bad, because that's still trading a 1-for-1 spell. But now this is pretty bad for my opponent. He loses that creature, and he loses 3 cards into his graveyard. 2 gas cards. Excellent. Skyclave Sentinel comes in with the kicker. Very scary, very scary. But that does leave our opponent quite vulnerable. So we have Might of Marasa here. We can make our creatures huge. So, yeah, let's go right ahead and do exactly what we just did. We don't need either of these cards in play just yet, so yeah, let's attack with our Shadow Stingers and see what happens. Our opponent just takes it, and we will be milling 6 cards. So we probably want to keep Might of Marasa to keep that creature at bay, so we will have Expedition Skulker here. And then Might of Marasa will give us 5, 5, 6. So potentially we can kill it. Opponent attacks for 4. We don't really need to care about that just yet. Kayas. Our turn. Okay, so we can drop a land here. We'll attack with all of these creatures. Three cards. We're still pretty far away from the graveyard threshold here, so I think we're safe. Still only doing 4 damage here, so our opponent is not too concerned. But they are running out of cards. That's 6 cards milled every turn. So our opponent is on a clock. We'll cast the Dreadworm here to throw in more pressure. Our opponent tries to mill us. Ooh, and gets some good cards. Our opponent has 8 cards left in their deck. Can we do it? Can we meme this? Bubble Snare. Oh, okay, that's a shame. Opponent is attacking for 4 in the sky again. We will take that. Very scary now. Very scary now. Our opponent does have damage on the board. Land is not going to help us, but it does let us cast Kicker for Might of Marasa. So now, once again, we will attack with these 3 creatures. Our opponent indeed blocks. Might of Murasa comes in. What does that become? That becomes a 4/4. Three cards, 4, so he definitely needs to block this next turn anyway, right? So I'm milling 3, he's gonna draw 1, so he's gonna be at 4 cards. So he's gonna survive 2 more turns. If I don't have Might of Murasa, it's fine. Actually, so I'll just make sure it dies. I'll tap one of my other rogues. Ooh, and I have Blood Reckoning. I can always just bring it back. Ooh, I can get 2 creatures back. Our opponent has 4 cards left in his deck, so that's pretty funny. We will kick the Might of Murasa to make it huge. Our opponent creatures dies. And it looks like they have drawn nothing. Yes! Our opponents have drawn nothing, and we take another victory. Hooray! Ooh, hello, Rocket Roxer. If you're in here, thanks for coming. We are plowing through this. We are 5-0 right now. Oh yeah, I should be I could be updating this, huh? Let me update my sticker here. Quick draft. 5-0 quick draft. All right, on to the next. Very exciting, very exciting. Our deck is doing exactly what it is. Deathtouch threats all the way. Threatening some very, very, very tricky blocks. If they don't block, they get milled to death. If they do block, our deck should have enough gas to get us over the finish line. Ready up. Our opponent is Manu, who is in gold. Why am I getting matched with gold players? Oh, right, because it's deck. It's the number of wins you have. All right, so we have 1 creature and some support spells. All right, let's go for it. This is an awful idea because my deck is a creature-based deck. I literally cannot win without creatures, and now I'm drawing lands. All right, so that was a horrible mistake not mulliganing that, and we are going to pay the price for it. I am sure. Another land, of course. Dauntless Survivor comes in. We'll give it the old woman counter. Angel Protector. Ooh, our opponent is running green or white-green aggro. Nothing we can do against that. Ooh, if we can survive long enough, that would be fun. Might of Murasa is a nice trick we can pull right now, so let's let's keep that available. Outrider, our opponent is going to give +2/+2 to that creature. And attacking with both, I suppose we'll have to block here. And we'll have to use Might of Murasa. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have blocked the Sellsword instead, because at least my creature would have survived. I don't know why I did that. Fortunately for us, our deck is very generous. We can cast Mindcarver, but that's pointless, so let's just leave it at that. We're going to hope our opponent doesn't cast something like that will fly right over our heads, but we will block the Sellsword. So now we have to deal with evasion. Ooh, our opponent has Swarm Shambler, which is excellent. Another land, which isn't too bad because we do need the 6 to get to reach. So here we will cast the Blood Reckoning. We will cancel. We need to leave our green mana open, so please don't screw me over. Cast with Kicker. Both of our creatures. We will get Taijuru Blightblade back in. And next turn we will have a reach creature to deal with his flyer. And hopefully we can lock down the board that way. Ooh, our opponent casts a huge creature. We now have Ancient Green Warden here. We pass. Maul of the Skyclaves? Are you kidding me? Well, I mean, he probably has Might of Murasa as well here. Like, I can't do anything against that creature. And now he has a Swarm Shambler, so it doesn't matter, because then he'll just attach his Kite Sail onto that, and that's the best I can do. I can't block both his flyers, and I have 1 HP left. One turn short. All our opponent needs to do is equip his Kite Sail and swing with both creatures. And there's nothing I can do because I only have 1 life left. Sad days, womp womp. Hello, hello. And here it is. We can't even block that, so let's block that and lose. Give our opponent the courteous GG. GG mono. Your deck was way more aggressive than mine was. Good for you. On to the next. We are now 5-1, so I will have to change our text. It is now updated, and we are moving on. Ideal draws allow you to curve out by both playing a land and spending all available mana every turn for the first few turns. Feels good to curve, of course. Hello, the Mighty Squee. If you are my viewer, that would be excellent. If not, thanks for lurking. Alright, we have 2 colors. Okay, we're going first. Not ideal, but let's do it. Our deck doesn't really do very much if we don't have creatures. We see 2 creatures. It's on the high end, unfortunately, but we can only hope. Oh, okay. So we hoped hard enough, apparently, to get our cheap creatures in. Mandrias? Drop a land, let's attack, let's see what happens. Our opponent just takes it, so let's get our Shadow Stinger in. Our business creatures. 3rd land, our opponent, yes, definitely has a play now. Ooh, another Shadow Stinger. Yeah, I'm going to cast Shadow Stinger and then attack with both creatures. Our opponent takes the damage, which is good news for me because we get to mill 3 cards. Unfortunately, we only mill 2 lands. We want to mill more action cards, more gas. We need to drain their gas, siphon their gas with these mill triggers. Unfortunately, we did not siphon enough gas. Hopefully next turn we draw a land, that way we can cast Scale the Heights on our Blightblade. Tended Healer, what does that do? Ooh, he's gonna get a lot of cat tokens all of a sudden. That's unpleasant. Wow. Our opponent's got a nice combo going. So let's see what we need to do here. 4 damage to kill us. And they have 4. We only get to kill 1 of them. So I think we might need to Scale the Heights one of our Shadow Stingers. Ooh, we see the land, which is excellent. Comes in very handy. Because now we still get to attack with both. Okay, our opponent does not decide to triple block one of them, which is strange, so I guess they really rely on this combo to get going. So hopefully they keep doing that, and we mill them to death. Highborn Vampire is quite nice. Ooh, we draw another land. Once again, we'll attack with both creatures. We can be fairly aggressive with our creatures. We do have the Blood Reckoning here. So we have to remember to activate this. Since that was our plan, we will just cast Dreadworm here for added pressure. And that does free up one of our Taijuru Blightblades to actually start attacking again. Sign on the Swarm. Ooh, wow, that's nice. Wow. Scale the heights, more one counters on our Stinger. We will drop the land, give our creature indestructible, and we will attack with both creatures. We need to draw an answer for the Scion of the Swarm because it is massive and we can't possibly deal with it. Our opponent just needs to cast one creature per turn and we lose, really. Oh man, actually the Attended Healer can just give the Scion of the Swarm lifelink and then go to town on us. Yikes. Well, our opponent got their combo off, so unfortunately we are not doing so well. And our opponent drains us for life. Holy, our opponent's deck is going off. That is actually beautiful to see. Holy heck. Nothing I can do about that. They've got us covered on the ground. Feels bad. Feels bad. The Deathtouch plan doesn't work when your opponent craps out a million different chump blockers every turn. That is a problem. We do have Reach as a chump block for Scion of the Swarm here. But our opponent just keeps drawing creatures. He has drawn a creature for how many turns in a row now? Man, his deck is only creatures? Wow. His deck is only creatures, and his deck relies on getting this combo off. Just my luck. Our opponent pulls off the combo. And a binding. Alright, wow. Let's let him win. That was dirty. Our opponent did us a dirty. But that's okay because you know what? I don't feel bad losing to that kind of combo. That is amazing. That guy, I hope, goes 7-0 because that he drafted an amazing combo. It's always fun to watch. And we're 5-2 on to our last. We're going first. Yeah, we got something going. Let's do this. We're gonna save Dauntless Survivor for our Shadow Stinger. Although now we have Skyclave Sentinel, that could be the better plan. Whoa, that's pretty scary. Our opponent has a very, very aggressive warrior deck. Mono red warriors, pretty scary. We do have Vanquish the Weak for some combos though. If our opponent doesn't drop another warrior, we can do a combat trick and pull off some really nasty combos. Let's see what happens if we double block his warrior. Our opponent does go for that trade, which is fine with me because that makes his Expedition Champion weaker as well. It allows us to drop the Dreadworm into play. Yeah, I think the Dreadworm is the safer play, even though we get to attack for 4 damage if we drop the Zendikar. I think I'd rather have a backup blocker here. In case something really nasty goes our way. We still have Vanquish the Weak if our opponent has another warrior to boost this up. Yep. And that's just a wizard, so that's okay. Okay, so now we want, we don't have Deathtouch. Let's get Dauntless Survivor here. We'll drop a counter on the Dreadworm and leave it at that and see if we can get a combo with Vanquish the Weak. Oof, Scavenge Blade, pretty scary. Our opponent does have another warrior now, so our options are a little bit more limited. However, we will be blocking the Dreadworm into that. Alternatively, we can chump block, but I think we need to get rid of it. I want to play this, but then we don't have mana for Vanquish the Weak. So maybe the correct play is to drop another blocker here. 2, 3, 4. This is Zendikar. Gladly trade for that. Drop a forest. Another 4/2. No, now I think we need the Nighthawk Scavenger here. We definitely need, because I still have Dauntless Survivor as a trump block, but with the Scavenger here, at least we can start attacking and gaining life back. Okay, now we have the other black, so we can Vanquish the Weak. Have some pretty nasty trades. So I do need that. So the best I can do is cast Mind Carver. Opponent has 7. Ooh, if I cast Vanquish the Weak now, I can get a huge creature and maybe it won't even matter. I'm trying to waste his mana though, so no, maybe I will attach this onto just my... No, I'll attach it to Nighthawk. Let's not be crazy. Let's not do anything drastic here. Let's just leave this. My backup plan is just to chump block, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea. So he's trying to equip, so that's exactly what we wanted. Want to waste his mana. That's fine with me. And now we have a giant flyer. I'm definitely fine with playing that now. I still have Might of Murasa as a backup, but now we can attack for 6 and gain a lot of life. I think that's going to be way too much life for our opponent to deal with. If he has any direct kill spells, I still have Might of Murasa. He needs 1 more planes to... What? Holy, that's scary. He's equipping it on the 6/3. Yeah, I guess I'll chump here. sacrifice it. Ooh, that's nasty. I can't win just yet, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to cast this. I can survive this guy. This guy's kind of scary, so let's kill this guy. And this turn, I can actually attack with everything. And the opponent concedes. Excellent. Whew, got lucky there. Drew exactly what we needed when we needed it. Whew. So now we are at 6-3. 6-2, I mean. How's this looking? Is it bleeding into my face? Okay. Let's change this back a little bit. And we are well on our way. I knew YURT the TURT would be our good luck charm here. Looking for our final boss fight. Barbivore. Shadow Stinger, oh, if we don't draw a land, oh yikes. No land. Gloom Hunter. It's a land! No! Okay, he still traded 3 mana for 3 mana, so I guess that's not too bad. Shadow Stinger, might as well stick my Mind Carver on it now. Kinda need to get to 6 mana really badly now. Feed the Swarm is quite a nice backup. Let's get Shadow Stinger out. And attack. Yeah, let's activate this. He gets a 1/1 counter on Ghastly Gloom Hunter. I don't care about that because I still do have Feed the Swarm. If I don't draw a land to deal with it. Zendikar is quite nice. Okay, so we draw Skyclave Sentinel. I can do Dauntless Survivor plus Feed the Swarm here, so actually that's probably the better idea. Dauntless Survivor onto our other Shadow Stinger. We'll cast Feed the Swarm on the Forest. Attack with both. And then now this Shadow Stinger gets huge. Well, kind of anyway. So our opponent is running a creature-heavy beatdown deck. I'm guessing he has Might of Marasa in his hand. Skyclave Sentinel goes out to block. Opponent has... Oh no, we needed Vanquish the Weak. Another Ghastly Gloom Hunter? Oh man. Okay, not sure what the deal is with that. Ah, so our opponent definitely has Might of Marasa. Which is fine, I guess. I can't attack with that because I don't have another rogue to activate it. I can't attack with this because I definitely need a blocker. Although I do have this as a chump blocker. Nah, let's not go crazy. I need to block both of these creatures next turn. Our opponent almost definitely has Might of Marasa. Spare Supplies, our opponent draws more cards. If we draw a rogue, I think we win next turn. Opponent's deck is getting extremely thin. Our opponent attacks and forgets we have Reach. So we win! 7-2, nice run. Our deck did it. Thanks for watching. Hey, if you're on YouTube, please like and or subscribe. And follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see these live streamed. Let's see. Any closing thoughts? I think the deck was quite efficient. It turned out. Our Deathtouch slowdown plan was excellent. We did see every single card in the deck. The Skyclave Shadowcat even let us chump block once or twice. The Jorega Visionary, helped us draw some cards. I think this was the most useless card. It was mostly a filler anyway, but hey, you can't have everything work in your favor. Our Dreadworm was a surprisingly good backup plan, so even with all the Deathtouch going on, our opponent some of our opponents did manage to put up a reasonable defense, and having the Blood Beckoning was very, very crucial, because it allowed us to attack a lot more aggressively with our Shadow Stingers. I didn't have to really think twice about trading the Deathtouch because I could always get them back. But like I said, there were several times where our opponents set up effective defenses where they could triple block a Shadow Stinger or double block a Shadow Stinger and get an advantage that way. But our Dreadworm and our Ancient Green Warden pulled through with their big bodies. Our Skyclave Sentinels were surprisingly good at stalling and acting